And of course, this is the beauty of live internet. So hold on a second here, guys. I'm going to get this going because we were supposed to play in with Magic Jones's I'm a Creator, which was loaded. And here we go.
Hey, it's Jason from Magic Jones. If you enjoy this song, subscribe now for another one next week. I've been doing it for years. I got my 5 minutes of fame. I got my subscriber count to 1K. Hashtag I'm a creator. Hashtag I have a Twitter. I want you to subscribe. Add you to my playlist, baby. Hashtag James Colt. I started my Twitter just for you. I want a hashtag subreddit too. Hashtag I'm a creator. Yeah. Hashtag I'm a Twitter. Yeah. I want you to subscribe. Add you to my playlist, baby. Hashtag James Colt. Hashtag James
That is the insane version by Magic Jones. Magic Jones. That song was originally performed by Rant Jams, and then a special request from Rant Jams for the 1-year anniversary of hashtag I'm a Creator. He asked Magic Jones to do a performance of it. But anyway, without further ado, via the interwebs, James Cox with hashtag I'm a Creator community, and Liv Marie is my guest today. How you doing, Liv Marie?
Gang, gang, gang! Welcome.
Now you're not going to get drunk on this live stream, are you?
No.
Yeah, you do kind of. I don't know. somewhat self-inflicted abuse. Guys in the chat, if you could tweet out the live stream, guys. Everybody tweet out the live stream. Smash that like button. Let everybody know that we are live. Liv Marie's link is in the About section of the video. This is Liv Marie's YouTube channel here set up, and this is her Twitter. Both her Twitter and her YouTube channel are in the About section, so go and subscribe to her channel, and let's get into this interview here. Let's talk to her. So tell us a little bit about yourself. I don't know really much about you, and then we can get into other questions. To tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, of course, my name is Liv Marie, and I am originally from Brooklyn, New York. I live in Brooklyn, New York currently. Actually, I've been here. I've just came back here. Before this, I was in Florida and Arizona, so I do move around a lot. I basically came onto the YouTube platform to tell my story. I've been through a lot within my past, and this platform to me was almost like an open diary. And something that people might relate to. So I do a special segment called Midweek Motivation, where I've taken these lessons out of the things that I've been through and put them into something positive so that people can take from and actually do something with it.
Okay, so from your experience of your life learnings, you're now putting this onto YouTube for people to see. So basically, they can possibly learn from it. Is that what I'm getting from it? Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And how long have you been on YouTube? How long have you been
on YouTube? I would say about almost 6 months now. Almost 6 months.
So you've been on YouTube. Your channel's doing well, 1.5K. Are you monetized now?
I am halfway to monetization.
What do you need?
I need 2,000 hours right now. Literally.
2,000. Wow, and that's amazing because I see you on so many people's channels, like, you know, gang, 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 gang. Yes. I think that's your stick, right?
Yeah,
gang, 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 gang. You get people on there. Okay, so do you regard yourself then as a motivational speaker? Is that?
I know people like to put that as that's what I am, as a motivational speaker. Me, it's just I just want to touch the world, and through motivation, it seems to be like that is the biggest way in order to touch people is through motivation. People need that, and that's what I do it for. You never know what somebody's week is looking like. You never know what somebody's going through. You never know if the person is literally going through something you just came out of. And if I can drop my gems for you to get through it, then you can help somebody else, and it starts a chain reaction.
Right. Right. And if the chat wants to hold their questions, I'm sure there'll be towards the end of this, we'll turn to the chat to see if there's any questions for Liv Marie. So just, stay here and keep listening. And if there's any questions for Liv Marie, you can ask her in a bit. So looking at your channel, I see a few things that I think that I would do with your channel. And we're going to get back to talking about you in a minute. I would put your on the front page of your YouTube channel. I'd put all your social media links because they're not there when you go. And I would I would set your YouTube channel up where you've got a video that's no longer. 10 minutes is nice about your message, so that when people click on that, it's going to let them know whether they want to stay with you. I would put that on there because. Right now, it's just a list of all your uploads, and I'm seeing that your last video, your thumbnails are great, by the way. What I'm looking at right now, you've got some like sunflowers in your hair. I have a what ? Assumptions about me. That's the latest video that I'm seeing there. But you could either have that, or you could have a video of basically what it is, your message, and why people should subscribe to you and why people should keep coming back to you. And also I would put a selection of playlists on there too to show that you are a community player, because I know that you are. I know that you are a community player because I've seen you on other people's channels. They've given you the the login information, and you've gone on there and to get them their watch hours. So you are a community player. You are trying to help people. You kind of in a way remind me of the female version of me. No, that's what I would do. I would put a playlist. I would set a playlist up showing other people's channels. Some of them could be channels that you've been on. Some of them can be just channels of people, on there. And then, I would create a playlist on your front page of your YouTube channel. But definitely, you need to get your links on your front page. And if you've got a PayPal and stuff like that, if you go and look at my YouTube channel, you'll see what I'm talking about. I know that there's one link that I need to take off there because it no longer exists, and that's Google Plus. But if you've got a website and stuff like that, that can go on there. That can go on there too. Other than that, no, I don't see any problems with it. So, you regard yourself then as I think we've discussed a bit of it, or people do, as like kind of a motivational speaker type of thing. What's your message to people? What do you know, what's the message that you would like to tell people about life and stuff?
My message that I usually like to get out to people is it's one band, one sound. We stand better united than we do apart. And literally, you're not the only one who's going through it. If you just sit down and listen to somebody else out or listen to somebody else's story, you're not the only person, and you're not the only one. You're not going through it alone. Somebody is going through it with you, and we can get through it together rather than apart.
What is your goal with YouTube? Do you have a goal, a long-term goal with it?
At first, my goal wasn't to even be monetized. It was literally I just want to help people out, and eventually the goal had turned into once I am monetized, I'm going to adopt a shelter where all the money that comes from monetization, all the proceeds that come from monetization, will go into shelters, and whether that's buying them food for Thanksgiving or buying them coats and jackets and hats and gloves for the wintertime. All that money that comes from the actual monetization aspect of YouTube is going to go straight into a shelter.
All right. Do you work a full-time job now, or?
I work a full-time job and I go to school full-time.
Okay. Can I ask you what type of full-time job you do, or?
I work for children and family services.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are you studying at school?
At school right now, I am studying social work and registered nursing, a dual degree that I have going on right now.
Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any role models? Anybody that you look up to?
One of my biggest role models, and as cliche as it is, and it's only because I've seen the strength firsthand, is my mom. My mom has worked with children and disabled people within group homes. And she's one major person that I've always looked up to. Not someone that's bigger than her or anything like that, but she's the number one person that I've looked up to my entire life. And it's just because she shows the utmost amount of strength, and she's done something that I'm ready to do and take it to the next level.
Okay. What you mean, like being a mom? Are you a mom yourself, or?
No, not a mom.
You're not a mom. So what is it? What is it that you? Are you talking about the shelter? She's done the shelter thing, or?
She has done work within the community, Hispanic community specifically, with Hispanic Heritage Month and doing the Puerto Rican Parade in New York, and working within the politics within the community itself. So between her and my grandfather as well, because she works side by side with him, those are two main people that I've always looked up to because of how much work they put into their own community in giving back.
Right. Where do you see yourself, like, in 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself?
Well, 5 years from now, I will be still in school. I am planning on, once I get my degree in March, I am planning on going back to school for a different degree in psychology, and working towards building and opening up a private practice, almost like a free clinic where people who can't afford medical insurance come in and they get the medical assistance that they need. As well as hopefully by this time I'll be monetized on YouTube, where I am working as a partner with shelters and bringing awareness to the help that is needed in the community that we live in.
So YouTube's not like a full-time thing for you. You've got other plans with your life. It's a tool that you want to use basically as a part-time type of thing to get a message out, and
Right.
hopefully get a bit of money that comes in from it. That is that
right.
Is that
now,
okay?
Now throughout the process, of course, with adopting a shelter, with trying to work towards opening a private practice, that will all be vlogged. so people know this is where the money is going to. She's not just taking the money and just saying she's doing something and it's not going to that. Everything is going to be vlogged. Everything's going to be documented. Everything will be shared out. Hashtags, everything will be created. So that part of YouTube and that part of the plan, it will be on YouTube. Everything will be vlogged. The inspirational messages will still be there. But people will be actually able to see, where is this money going? What is she doing with it? Is she doing something greater than it? Or is she just pocketing it and that's just what it is? But everybody will be able to see firsthand, or even be a part of it, hopefully, as a small YouTuber community, hopefully come together and be a part of this big movement that is so important.
Right. Well, it sounds like you've got a lot of, you've got a lot of caring going on, that, you care for a lot of people. And that's good. You sound like you're very empathetic towards people. Another thing I want to mention as well about your YouTube channel, in the about section, you don't have anything written about you. That's a very important thing. If you're trying to get a message across, you might just want to go in there and write a few things. And this is not a criticism; it's a critique. I'm trying to like I do with other people, trying to help you. Like if you're trying to get a message out,
Right.
obviously. Google, unfortunately, has not figured out a way of searching through people talking. Maybe it has. Maybe they don't publicize it yet in their videos. So therefore, words are important that are typed on a screen. So the about section, I would definitely add your social media links in there, especially if you're going to be using your channel for getting your message out. You're getting your message out. That would be a definite. So, a question: How did you find out about me and the hashtag IAmACreator community? Did how did that come about?
I actually found out about it through Debbie Cox, Life with Debbie Cox. She was hashtagging IAmACreator, and I'm like, what are you hashtagging? What are you talking about? And she was just like, this is the person who motivated me to do my videos. They motivated me to get on this YouTube platform and do what I got to do, and just do it and have fun with it. And eventually she would start showing me your links, and that's how I found your channel. And I've been rocking with you ever since.
Yeah, I work with Debbie. She's she's got a kind soul, and she has brought a good number of people to this community as well. And she had a YouTube channel, and she just came to me one day. She says, "Hey, I hear you've got a YouTube channel, and you kind of got a lot of people now like following you. So what? How do I get mine?" And she kind of like, I guess, wasn't really interested. Like she just wanted to do YouTube and put videos out, and then she did get motivated from it, because she could see how much my channel was growing, and started coming to the live streams and stuff like that. And so yeah, that's good to know. She said there was a group or something on Instagram. Were you part of that group?
Yeah, there is a group on Instagram.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah. And I guess like Fluffy, what's her name's? She's
Oh yeah, Fooling with Fluffy, Hustle Family, Miss Red. That Diamond Latrice, Franco Brody. That's the team. That's the team that actually motivate me. They're the ones who, even when I was going on other people's lives and I was running their lives, those are the people who are like, man, you could be monetized already, and you're helping out everybody else. Come back to your channel and you could put the money towards something else. And I always used to tell them, like, no, I didn't really come on here to be monetized. I just want to tell a story. I just want to share my story with them. And they're like, but this can be done for something greater. So literally, Hustle Family, Fooling with Fluffy, these are people I talk to every day in text messaging, on Instagram, and every platform that we are on together. Those are the ones who are continuously motivating me to do to get my dream and put my vision out there, so that way people can see it through my eyes. So shout out to them.
Yeah, these people are pretty cool. You know, some of them are pretty funny as well. You know, I just look at YouTube as, you know, for audience retention, for me anyway, it's being entertained. If you're entertained, if somebody's got you like laughing or interested in what they're saying, to me, it just falls into that same thing as entertainment.
Right.
That's all it is. It's to me, it's just all entertainment. So, and it doesn't matter which way it's focused, whether it's something serious, you're entertaining somebody's interest. So it's still entertainment, you know, and obviously there's different genres.
Right.
But yeah. So yeah, you go to other people. What started that off, the takeover thing? Who came up with that idea? What was that?
It was actually between me and Hustle family. There was a time where Hustle's main goal, it was tunnel vision for him. We got to knock these hours out. We got to knock these hours out. We got to knock these hours out. And I was like, well, let's start off with you since you're almost there. And, you know, it was a day where he couldn't go on because he had to work. And he was like, I have an idea. And I was like, what is it? And, you know, like we always bounce ideas off of each other, me and the entire group. Constantly are bouncing ideas off each other to find out something that works for YouTube. Because, you know, whatever works, we're going to continue to do it. And he was like, how about you get on my channel and you just run it? It's not, you draw people's attention just with your personality itself. Why don't you do it on my channel? And then we'll just take turns doing everybody's between our group. And I was like, fine, that if you're rocking, I'm rolling. And, you know, it's the gangway. So that's what we did. I got in on his live and I was on there. And from there, it just took off. Everybody's like, I want to take over. When can you get on? And I'm like, oh, we got it in there. For a while, there was a whole schedule where people were coming for takeovers back to back, back to back, back to back. And it just worked. It worked for everybody. Everybody.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing. I mean, I've been doing a couple of takeovers. I'll probably do one tonight after I've eaten on the family show Thurs channel. Heather, she's so close. She's so close to getting monetization, you know, and like for the last couple of months, she's been struggling because her watch hours went up. And then obviously, because it's a yearly thing,
right.
You know, as the years move forward, you lose the watch hours out of the 365. So, you know, and it's all down to holding that retention.
Right.
You know, I asked her today, you know, if she wanted me to go on a channel, and she was like, not on social media. People have a life outside YouTube. She was putting a pool up or something, getting a pool ready. And then, you know, obviously I'd organized this with you like last night, asked you about it. And you said, yeah, I'll come on. Just private message me. So decided to do this. And my channel is up for everybody that's in the chat. Anybody that's in the chat or watching this on a replay. If you want an interview, just hit me up. Just get a message to me. I'll interview you. We can have an interview. We can talk about anything. I had the Bias show on here last night. He's a fun guy, Chris, to have a conversation with. I don't know. I don't know if you tuned into any of that. And of course, it takes me a while, guys, to get around to all your channels. I think like, I was seeing Liv Marie coming in my chat when, you know, Debbie Cox told her in the Instagram, brought these people in. And I think like 2 months had gone by until, you know, I went to Liv Marie's channel, and, you know, I went in there. She was doing the whole gang thing. Like, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that's funny. Like, and then I saw that, you know, Hustle Family was live, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? This is not Hustle. Is there a live stream like we're having right now, like me and Liv Marie's? And it was just Liv Marie, and I'm like, I don't know, I read the title, it says Takeover or something. I'm like, wow, you know.
Yeah, the takeovers is literally, it has to be with someone you trust. And, you know, and I tell people before they want to take over, if you don't trust me like that, I don't feel no type of way. If you trust me to have your information, cool. I don't keep the information. I just, after it's done, it's done. I delete it, you know, and they can continue to do what they do with their channel. But I always tell people, if you don't trust that person, don't allow them to go onto your channel, because you never know what somebody is capable of.
Yeah, I think the best thing to do anyway with anything like that is to change the password that you normally use,
Right.
give them the information, and then once they've been on there and the live stream is over, you can always change it back if you're, you know, if you're a little bit wishy-washy. Let's just engage the chat here. Let's have a look what we've got in here. Type in the chat, guys. If you're in the chat, we've got beautiful Becky. We've got Maureen Glow. We've got memes on YouTube, LPS. We've got Carla E Show, Radio TRD, Think Dragon Think, Leon Legendary Productions. Is there anybody else in the chat? My Old Lady Cooking Show. Yo Yo Biggs is in the house. How you doing? The Streaming Gamer, YT. How you doing? And the bee lady of Harry, Mark and J TV Productions, Eats and Treats with Eugenia, says me. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any questions for Liv Marie, my guest? Simply OG, Aku Ryu. Anybody have any questions? Type the question in the chat. I'm doing awesome sauce, Aku. I'm doing awesome sauce. And again, you know, if anybody wants to have an interview like this, hit me up. I am available Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Thursday, Friday. Oh, look who's here. Tempress Dupree is in the house. She's from the gang, right?
Yang, 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 yang. Gang.
Does anybody have any questions? Okay, so Aku Ryu has a question. What's your question? What's your question for Liv Marie? What's your question for Liv Marie? What's your question? Any questions? Type them in the chat. Any questions? You want me to interview you? Did we already have an interview? I thought we already had an interview. Didn't we already have an interview? Temperance Dupree says, gang, gang, gang. So do you have any favorite YouTubers? See, I talked about the Bias Show. Chris, he's in the chat. He says, the Bias Show. He says, hashtag IAmACreator, hashtag the Bias Show. I'm digging the interviews and your guests. Love you, brother. I love you too, Chris. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate the $12 super chat. And thank you for hanging out with me last night on the live stream. It was an awesome chat. I mean, you know me, we're only supposed to chat for like an hour and a half, and we ended up like 3 hours or something. Plus we chatted some after we went off the air. So, and looking forward to doing that late night show on a Friday night at midnight hour, whatever we're going to call it. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Looking forward to doing that. Yeah, I know that you interviewed me, but I thought that you'd already been on my channel for an interview. I thought you'd already had an interview. I thought that you'd already been on here and we'd had a talk, Aku Ryu. Any questions for Liv Marie? Any questions for Liv Marie? I have a couple of questions. Okay, do you have any favorite colors?
My favorite color is red.
Favorite color is red.
Yellow. Red and yellow.
Red and yellow. Okay. Okay, so Simply OG says, who would you like to collab with in the future?
Believe it or not, Simply OG is one of the future collabs that I want to get. Simply OG is a group. It is for young men that are in a group, and they are just as lit as I am. The same type of energy, always positivity coming from them, and they like to have fun. So that's one group that I would love to collab with, as well as everyone in my team, everyone in the gang. You know, those are people that I've literally created with a family with on this YouTube platform, and Each and every one of them is just someone I would love to collab with.
Akurayo says, what made you get into YouTube? What made you like start a channel? I think you already answered this, but
yeah, I've been through a lot of things, a lot that even if I were to begin to tell my story, people would just think like, what, at that young age? Like, since I was a kid up until now, I've been through a lot. So I came onto this platform to share my story and let someone know that they're not alone. You're not the only one who's been through it, and I'm here if you need me.
can you give us an example of one of the things that you went through?
Yeah, one of even the most recent things that I've been through, I came out of an abusive relationship 3 years ago. And the lessons and the things that I've taken out of that, because I don't see it as, you know, just a waste of my time. It was a lesson learned. The lessons that I've taken out of that, I've literally taken it and put it into maybe motivation, in which there's videos about self-love and how to protect your heart and what do we do when we forgive people, you know, like those kind of lessons I've taken to actually build myself up, and in hopes that it'll build somebody else.
All right. Question from Michelle Review, and she says, what does she like to do for fun?
I'm the biggest homebody. I love watching movies. I love actually playing basketball. I'm a basketball player. I've been playing basketball since I was in middle school, all throughout high school, and I was supposed to go to college for it, and I never ended up doing it. But I love basketball. Basketball has always been my passion. So between that and at home watching movies, you'll find me.
Got a question from Mockingjay TV Productions. She says, where does she see her channel in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I'm hoping that my channel has touched the people that have come across the actual channel. I hope that it continues to grow, not only because of Adopt a Shelter, but because they actually genuinely see that this is something that may help me. This is something that motivates me. This is something that I aspire to be one day. You know what I mean? Like this YouTube platform could be used for so much more than just, you know, some challenges or just for some laughs. I mean, of course, it's all entertainment, but we actually as influencers had the power to do so much more.
Makeup by Nicole, she already answered the question, what does she like to do for fun? And that was, she's a homebody. She likes to watch movies and things like that. Somebody else has a question. There was another question. What was it? A second, go back here. I don't know if you can see the chat. Oh, who's your favorite artist? That's Leon Legendary Productions asking that question. Who is your favorite artist?
Well, some of my favorite artists, J. Cole. I like a lot of rap, so and hip hop. So I would say J. Cole, Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace to him. Tupac. People that actually try to motivate or tell a story throughout their music will always be some of my favorite artists.
What is your what is your favorite song of all time?
My favorite song is Changes by Tupac.
Mockingjay Productions says that she loves J. Cole.
Yeah.
Michelle Reviewing says, will you be writing a book on what you have been through to help others?
Believe it or not, I love writing. I actually made it throughout college based on scholarships alone because I write so much. It may be something in the near future. You'll just have to tune in with me on my channel to figure it
out. My question, I have a question for you. This is a pretty serious one. Are you going to carry on drinking the way that you're doing? Because I myself, you know, it's your life. You could do what you want with it. But I just, to me, like drinking like that, right? It's a lot. It's a lot, right?
out. Well, Honestly, recently I actually haven't. Actually, it's been like more of helping other people grow because it's just more of a health thing, you know.
Yeah.
So recently, no, that's not one of the things that is going to be continued on there. Of course, it keeps the people in and engaged, and it's entertainment. But as far as much as it once was, no.
Yeah. I think it adds another whole new meaning to YouTube lit.
Oh yeah, it definitely does. It's definitely lit when there's a bottle. It's definitely lit.
Yeah.
But it's all fun. It's all fun and games, but not as much as it was. Because if you go back to the old ones, it was like bottles. But now it's just like I have my glass of wine, and we'll play some games, and we'll help each other grow, and we'll talk about some things that bother you guys on this platform.
Yeah, I think you're definitely doing a good thing, helping, you're paying it forward and you're helping a lot of people out in many ways. And, that's why I wanted to have you on here, I think you can definitely be and are, with what you've said, an inspiration because of, you're trying to help people in so many ways. And then this other thing that you're trying to do as well, that you're going to be doing, that's definitely going to be helpful for people. So it's definitely a good thing, And I know that, like you said, it's life. Where you said you were in a relationship and you got out of it, and it's a learning, it's a learning curve, right? From it, life's an experience of learning, and we should look back on that and just learn from the things that we've done. And I think in my opinion, forgiveness is a big thing. When I started to, my girlfriend Janine, she was telling me about forgiveness and forgiving and stuff like that. And when I started to forgive people and myself for stuff in my past, I just felt this whole like weight just lift off my shoulders, and I felt so much better.
I feel like people don't understand that without forgiving what we've been through, it hinders us from our future. In order to even move forward in any aspect of life, not only within yourself, but with other people, whether they're the ones who actually did the hurt or they didn't, those people have hindered you from your future or you moving forward because you failed to forgive it. And one of my videos is literally on forgiveness, and it's saying, just because you forgive doesn't mean you forget. You know what I mean? You never forget what you've been through, but in order to move forward, you have to be able to forgive. And it takes a big heart, and it takes a lot of encouragement, and it takes a lot to actually forgive someone who's hurt you so bad. But once you do, it's just such a relief. It's such like you don't have no more of that control over my life. You have no control over my future. You have no hand over me anymore. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
it's a selfish thing. It's literally a selfish thing. Forgiveness is a selfish thing. It's not for the other person to be off the hook. It's for you to be able to move forward.
Yeah. A couple more questions in the chat. We've got Simply OG says, wait a minute, wasn't the one about, oh yeah, that's later. All right, so Simply OG says, if you reach a certain point on YouTube, will you consider doing it full time?
Honestly, I get that question a lot. If I reach a certain point in YouTube, that could be a possible thing where I actually do this full time. Aside from the little projects or the big projects that I want to continue, it can be a full time thing. But as of right now, it's not looking like a full time thing. It's looking like this is part time, and at the same time, I'm working to something bigger than that.
Michelle Reviewing has another question. I think you already answered part of it, but there's another part to it, so I'm going to ask it again. Do you have kids? And if not, if you do plan on having kids, how many?
I don't have kids, but I do want kids. I want 3. I love kids. I love kids, and it doesn't have to come from me. They can be adopted. You know what I mean? Like I love, like I genuinely have a passion for kids, and I love them so much.
Cindy's Chronicles says, what is your major?
My major right now is social work and registered nursing.
All right. If you've got any questions for Liv Marie, she's my guest today, and the link to her YouTube channel is in the About section. Her Twitter is down there too. So please go and subscribe to her, follow her on Twitter. And again, you know, anybody wants an interview like this, we can talk. We can just have a talk. We can have an interview like this. Let me know. I'm off Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So if you're available on any of those days, we can certainly set up an interview. So if you're up for that, let me know. Best way to do that is to private message me through Twitter or through the website, which is IAmACreatorCommunity.com. Go and sign up there. It doesn't cost you anything. Once you're approved, you have access to groups and the forums and the actual calendar feature on there, which tweets your videos out for you. Any questions? Any questions for Liv Marie? Any questions? Oh, yeah, back to the children. Did you say whether you want boys or girls or one of each? Two, you know.
I did it. I actually want 2 girls and 1 boy.
2 girls and 1 boy. Okay. Yeah. Do you plan on staying in New York or?
No, I'm actually getting ready to move to Ohio.
Okay.
And I want to end up in Atlanta.
Oh, you're heading Georgia way.
Yes.
Maybe you could trade places with the Bias show. According to him, he doesn't like the country. He's down just outside Atlanta in the country, but he misses the city. He's originally from California. I think he said L.A. I think.
Yeah.
So, if you had to choose between the 2 majors, which would it be? That's from
Social work.
Cindy's Chronicles, huh?
It would be social work.
Social work.
Mm-hmm. I mean, either major is literally helping somebody, but social work is more of I'm trying to show you your resources to get on your feet, so that way you're able to deal with life and utilize your resources and survive. You know what I mean? Without becoming homeless or becoming dependent on these systems. You know what I mean? So literally, social work is my passion. That's literally the 1 degree that I said I was not going to leave school without.
So you like doing so? Your line of social work is that with children or?
Yes, it's with children, young adults, the youth. Literally, the between youth and children, that is where I want to be. Those are who I want to work with, hand in hand, side by side with, at all times. Those are the, like, I've been a kid before. I've went through things where it's just like you don't want to see your mom struggle. You don't want to, and for them to be growing up into this society where they don't even have the correct resources or the tools to carry them throughout their everyday life. That's what social work is there for. They show them these are the tools, these are the resources that are there for you. This is what can help you get through. This is how you write a resume. This is how you apply for a job. Things like that. People, you'd be surprised how many young teens you come across that don't know how to do any of that because the schools don't teach them.
Right. Yeah. That is one thing that I do not like about government schooling is it does not teach anybody life skills. Does
They
not
don't.
teach life skills at all. No life skills whatsoever. So Cindy's Chronicles says, and right now you currently work with children?
Yes, children and family services. I work in the child support department, and I also work within the social work department, processing paperwork for children who are going in group homes and things like that. But literally, the schools don't teach you that. I was fortunate to have an actual class that didn't last long in my school. The class was a life skills class, and it taught you how to write a check. It taught you how to write a resume. It taught you about economics. Like it was almost like an economics class, but more so of life skills. So I was fortunate to have that, but now, unfortunately, that class is no longer available to the students.
I have a question for the bias show. He says, James, for your guest, this, I guess, is like a question statement type of thing. You don't get tired of people and druggies. The ones that really need help is undesirables, but the rest. And then some kind of
I don't, because even the druggies and the people that come through there that really just, you know, they do this to themselves. Even then they need help, you know. Once you're addicted to a drug, that's a drug, you know what I mean? And it's their choice of drug, you know. They even need help. I mean, a lot of our choice of drug is social media, you know, like we become these zombies to social media. But you know, you don't see people looking at us like, oh, you're not tired of them? You're not tired of them being on social media? No, I'm not tired of them being on social media, because they're here and they create a family on this platform. This is where they get to release and be themselves. And these people who are addicted to these drugs, like, I just feel like they need the same amount of help. They need the same amount of assistance that the people that, you know, that don't really turn to the drugs, all they need is the assistance to get on their feet.
Right. So I have a question for you. Have you considered being a medical social worker, since you're majoring in as an RN?
I have considered medical social work. I have. I actually started an internship where it was first supposed to be within the medical social work, because it was working side by side with the registered nursing degree. And I was working in an emergency room in my internship, and seeing the amount of cases that came through there literally broke my heart. Social work itself breaks your heart. You know what I mean? The kind of things that you see, the kind of families that come through there, the kind of kids and what they go through, because, you know, no kid deserves to go through what they do. You know, they don't know better. Kids aren't just asking to be in this world. They're brought into it. But the amount of stress and the amount of heart tugging that you go through working in medical social work is crazy. I would literally go home crying every night.
Yeah, it kind of is a little bit to me, the way that the system's set up sometimes. And, you know, especially if you get somebody who's a little bit egotistical and they think that they know better, that they go in to, and I've heard some, you know, heart-wrenching stories about people that's had their kids taken from them because somebody's made a claim, you know, about the parent. And then they come to the house and they let them in, and then there's like pots in the sink or something like that, and then they write on the report, well, this mother can't even take care of the house, let alone the children, we need to take them. But the bias show says that seeing the same ones over and over just gets discouraging at times.
It does. I'm not even gonna lie. It does get discouraging. Sometimes you're just like, cut me a break, like cut yourself a break, you know? But again, you know, addiction is crazy, you know, like once somebody is addicted to a drug, there's no telling what they can do. There's no telling when they're gonna get off. There's no telling if they're gonna get off. And I just feel like they still need that help. You never know when somebody's fully away from the drugs or they're no longer addicted to the drugs. You don't know if they're going through withdrawals. And that's how a lot of people fall back into that, is because of the withdrawal. So I just feel like they literally still need that help no matter what.
Right. Does anybody have any more questions for Liv Marie? Now's your chance to get your questions out, because we won't be on here. This is not like a 2-3 hour live stream. I planned on doing this interview for like an hour and a half. You could check out Liv Marie's YouTube channel and subscribe to. You could type in the chat, right, Liv?
Yes.
Type in the chat so people can, you know, that can't click links can click the ellipses and go to your channel and subscribe. But the person I'm talking to right now is Liv Marie, and her information is actually, you know, it's in the about section of this video. Her channel and her Twitter account is in there. And again, anybody would like an interview on here just like this, hit me up if you want an interview. if you want to make a video, for the youtube.com/IAmACreator community website, let me know. I'll send you all the information, but it's just very, very simple. You're just going to talk about the IAmACreator community, how it's a pay it forward community, about kind, caring, loving, sharing, very positive people that watch people's videos in full, like them, tweet them out, add them to a playlist. I'm sure everybody knows the spiel by now. And then talk about yourself, and that your links are in the about section. Upload that video as unlisted, put your links to all your social media in it, and then send me the link to the to the unlisted video. Leave it unlisted, and I'll put it up on the channel, and I'll tweet it out for you to get you some support to your channel. So is there anything that you want to talk about you, about you moved to Ohio, about any plans that you've got on taking over anybody else's YouTube channels, and anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, the takeovers don't stop. Even though I'm still working for my hours, the takeovers do not stop. I actually am going to start an open panel discussion with Tempers Dupree, and it's Shay. Just basically shedding light on some conversations that may become uncomfortable for others to speak about, such as disabilities and discrimination, and how if women and men are treated differently. Just open debates, inviting a man's point of view and a woman's point of view, and just, literally just having an open discussion about this is what it is. And, even though a lot of people are uncomfortable to speak about it, here we are to speak about it, going against the grain and actually speaking about something that people don't like to touch on. As well as, I know Michelle asked me if I was ever interested in opening up a group home. I'm definitely interested in opening up some type of something where I can actually make sure that things are being run. You never know what people are going through in the group homes and if they're treating them right. Because even though they're in a group home and it's like, this is a government group home, this is where the people who are trained are supposed to be here, you don't know how those kids are being treated. And I feel like I would have more of a peace of mind if I knew that this is my group home and I know that these are how these kids are being treated. This is how this is what they're doing. This is how they're improving in school. And that's just something that I love. And I'm so glad you asked that question, because I definitely have been looking into that. But with my main focus is opening up that private practice for people without any medical health insurance.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, the money probably would have to come, some kind of, this country used to have amazing mutual aid programs where people would just give money just in case they felt, they fell into a predicament themselves. They would just give money to take care of people. And then, back in the 60s, government came along with all this Medicare and Medicaid stuff and wrote all this bureaucracy and nonsense, and all of a sudden there was a decline. But you had churches taking care of people, a lot of medical. There's one that I went to because I used to be in student loans, and there was one college I went to. I forget the name of it. It's just a massive church and hospital. And like the majority of nurses that are in there are nuns, and it's just an amazing way of taking care, taking care of people.
Yeah, definitely. I just hope that even as all of us as creators on YouTube, no matter who we support, no matter what we do, we always keep in mind that we work better united than we do divided. You know what I mean? And this is a platform that, yes, we can have fun. We can let loose. We can show people this funny side, but we also have this huge platform where we're an influencer. And it's so crazy to say, like, wow, I'm an influencer. Like, wow, there's people actually watching me. There's people actually that are in tune with me, people who actually enjoy watching my stuff. You can literally say the sky is black and some people will believe it because you are an influencer. And I just hope that people who are on this platform, not only do you take the time to have some fun, but you also take the time to realize that you can do something more with your platform. You know what I mean? Like, you come on here and you bring these people on interviews, and you help them build their channel, and you drop gems, you know what I mean? And you're using your platform for something greater. And then there's other people who do challenges, and they just like to let people have fun and give people a good laugh. But we can do so much more together. You know what I mean? We're better united, and it will always be one band, one sound.
And the thing about it is, as well as this, I know you're saying that you're going to be opening these like discussions to hear a man's perspective or a woman's perspective, this, that, and the other. People should not, if somebody's got an opinion and they're very opinionated about it, even though, somebody might get upset or whatever, you should not like get angry about
No, never.
somebody else's opinion, right?
Never.
Where, so long as like somebody is not using, violence against somebody or making threats and stuff like that, it's just an opinion that somebody has. It's just a belief system. Everybody has a belief system, right? And my belief system and my philosophy basically to the world is kindness. I think that if the world could be kinder, right? If the world could be kinder, in many ways, different people, many ways. What you've got to take care of yourself. You've got to take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, and something resonated when you were talking about, selfishness when we were talking about forgiveness. And a lot of people seem to think that being selfish is bad.
And it's not.
It's not. If you're not selfish, if you don't take care of yourself, if you don't learn to love yourself, you cannot take care of others, and you cannot love other people. You can't. You've got to, your number one priority is yourself, right? And taking care of yourself, right? Because if you don't get your own house in order, if you're not doing what you need to do to take care of yourself, and once that's all taken care of, then you can help other people.
Yeah, you always got to help yourself first. And people kind of overlook that because of what other people may think. The quickest thing when you start to think about yourself first and you put yourself first, the immediate thing people say is you're selfish. And what people fail to realize is, if I don't take care of me first, how do you expect me to take care of you? If I'm not happy, how do you expect me to make you happy? You know what I mean? And forgiveness is literally a selfish thing. It's not for somebody to be off the hook. It's for you to be able to move forward so I can be happy. This is for me,
Bye, Shell. Thank you so much again, brother, for the $5 super chat. Thank you. And the super chat last night and the super chat earlier on today. Cassie So Sassy says, I'm fine with the diff of opinion, but someone once commented, I hope to drop dead of a heart attack. Blocked. Opinions and hate are two different things. They absolutely are. But I don't really think that is an opinion. I think it's just, somebody being nasty. What we're talking about is, having an opinion about makeup or hairstyles or, the women's role,
versus a man's role.
Doing things like that. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, there is a fine line between opinion and hate. There definitely is a fine line, just like there's a fine line between opinion and fact. Fact comes from statistics. Fact comes from things that are proven. And opinion is simply your opinion. And this open discussion is not to bash another. It's simply to let somebody come out and say how they feel. How do you feel about this certain situation? Well, I feel like you're wrong about this. Well, tell me how you feel. Tell me why you're wrong. Help me change my mind to see it from your point of view. It's all about perspective. It's all about how you see it. And if someone can change your perspective or how they look at it and show their perspective on how they look at it to make you look at it something a different way. The open panel discussion is simply for perspective. Let me see how you see these things in your own eyes. It's never for any hate. This platform shouldn't be any hate, but sometimes we get it, and that's fine. You want to hate, just keep those hateful comments to yourself. You want to, say nasty things, just be nasty to yourself. But everything from here is respect, it's love, it's positivity always.
Yeah, I think that is what it is with a lot of hate towards, other people, is that person has some, problems within themselves. I
Right.
don't think that they truly know how to love themselves, and you are a product of your own environment, so it could be the possibility that they were brought up in a household where the parents were arguing all the time, fighting, falling out, right? And trust me, I've had my fair share of that. But growing up, I told myself that I'm not going to be like that, like my mom and dad was.
I think that's our immediate response to a lot of things is I can't be like them. I don't ever want to be like that. I want to be something greater. I don't want my family to go through the same thing that I had to go through. I think that's our immediate vision for either future families or future for our future self, And it's a great way to look at things, because if people really look at the history of their family, a lot of it is in cycles, and the history continues to repeat itself. And if we are that person to break that cycle, we make a change. We can't make a change unless we make one within ourselves. And it all starts with us. Everything starts with us. The way we
Yep.
view things, the way we speak, the way we react to something, because not every action leads to reaction. You know what I mean? So it all begins with us. What do you do when somebody hates you or gives you a hate comment? I just delete it. I just, have a great day. I'm glad you left your comment, but you have to go. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to spew out something other, because we have the ability to speak life or death over somebody. We have
Yeah.
that ability with our tongue. So what we say to somebody, we have to be careful, because someone who's giving us a lot of hate, they might not be secure within themselves. And it takes that one person to say something out of hate that can end that person's life. You know what I mean?
And Shell's Angel, I don't know if you saw that question. She says, "How do you handle negativity on the internet, cyberbullies?"
Well, with cyberbullying and negative energy to begin with, it's immediately blocked. That's why I have a lot of moderators in my lives, because they have the same vision I do. They know what I like, they know what I don't like when it's time to be on live, and they're immediately blocking it. They're immediately getting out of it. Sometimes when there is cyberbullies are usually victims of bullying. So I'll just, and that's one person who taught me about that was Fluffy, because Fluffy works within group homes. That you never know if somebody is acting out based on what they've been through. So be careful of what you say. Personally, I don't care what anybody thinks about me. I don't care if you think that I'm just this ugly person, you don't like me. I don't care about things like that. If you don't like me, cool. You don't have to speak to me. I don't have to be in your way. You don't have to be in my way, and we can go our separate way. But don't spew out negativity, and don't be hateful, and don't be nasty towards me, because I greet the janitor with the same amount of respect that I greet a CEO with. So I expect that in return.
Yeah, I handle it a little bit different to you. Personally, what I do is I just, if they put a hate comment on my on my channel, whatever, I leave it. And I just use ostracism, because I think that a lot of people, what they do is, that are hating on others, is they come in, they'll leave in a message, and they'll keep coming back, and they'll keep checking, right? They'll keep checking. And if it's been deleted, then they think, I got to this person because they deleted the comment, right? But if the comment's left there, and they keep coming back, and they keep seeing it, they're going to, like, you know what? I can't aggravate this person. They've not replied to me, and they're not deleted my comment, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same way that I treat likes and dislikes. I just treat them as the same, because the very word dislike has the word like in it. So it's a like, it's somebody's attention, right? And so I just treat it different. Ostracism is a very powerful thing, because we're social animals. We want to have interaction in some way or form with somebody, whether it's in the physical realm or whether it's in the internet realm, like like this, right? There's you and I talking over the internet, and there's people in the chat right now, chatting amongst themselves. And so there's that. Let's have a look. Are there any more questions in the chat? Let me just scroll back a little bit. Big Hex says, James Cox, tell my girl, Liv Marie, her boy, Big Hex says, what's up? 100%, 100%, 100%.
Big hack.
Let's have a look. Scroll back a little bit, because I was rambling on a little bit there. Aiden Smith says, who cares what other people think? Yeah, it's exactly what I feel. It's other people's opinions are no business of mine. If if people are coming and leaving nasty comments, on my channel, I don't care. I'm gonna leave them there. And if other people have a problem with those comments, that's up to them what they do. If they flag those comments, if they don't like them because they feel that they're nasty, then they're it's YouTube, so people can go and do that. Any questions? Any more questions? I'm gonna go through. So Aiden Smith says, I got made fun of for bodybuilding, which really makes no damn sense to me. But for real, why bust on another man's passion? They're stupid people. Yeah, why? Yeah, why? If somebody's enjoying themselves, why do you want to? Why do you want to try and kill somebody's joy, right? Louis
And
Hill says, "Go ahead, sorry."
if somebody is making fun of you about bodybuilding, literally, and how I would see it is just give them back some positivity. You know what I mean? If this is something that they can't do and that you're doing, you know what I mean? So when you see someone making fun of you, like, oh, he's a bodybuilder, ha ha ha, he's a meathead, and calling you all these types of names. Well, yes, I am a meathead. Yes, I am a bodybuilder. But you know what? I'm healthy, I'm living, and I'm going to continue to live. I'm going to continue to bodybuild. You know what I mean? If you want some tips, I can give you some tips. Like a lot of people are insecure with themselves, so they feel like they should pick at somebody else for what they're doing. And at the end of the day, that's how they want to live their life. That's how they want to do it. So I would just, come back with some positivity. Always stay positive, no matter what. And I know it's hard sometimes because people are constantly coming for you. But to have a positive mindset, it kills them. Killing somebody with kindness kills them so much. It really does.
Rachel says, kind of, but at some point you get tired of people talking stuff, to be honest. It's like some people take... One second, chat just jumped up. Some people just take them some time to love themselves, flaws and all. So other people's opinions at this point in my life don't matter. Yeah, I mean, you've just not got to let people kill your joy. And at the end of the day, it's entirely up to you. There's only one person, in my opinion, that can allow you to be down, and that's yourselves. JD3MF says, people that act out are only jealous of something that you're having fun with and good at. Yeah, some truth to that.
And even back to Ray Truth, I don't know if you were in that live that night. Someone didn't like me, and because I had my little brother on live with me, they decided to come for him because they don't like me. And it for someone to come at a little kid, honestly, is beyond me. It's disgusting. But we just got to keep pushing through it. Like, you can say anything you want about me. You can say anything you want, and I don't care. Just have the amount of respect, because people fail to realize when you come onto this YouTube platform, it not only affects you, what you do, it affects your family as well, because these are people you're showing off. These are people that are in the camera. These are people that, you like to have fun with. But they came for him, and you know, they talk crap to him. And you know, honestly, I just told them, you can say whatever you want about me, just don't say it about him. You know what I mean? Keep him out of it. He's a child. Keep him out. We like to have fun. He likes to have fun. He likes to come on. He likes to say hi to you guys. He likes to, you know, he's a little kid. He's a little kid. Watches YouTube all the time. So he'll come on and he'll be like, "Thank you," and subscribe. You know what I mean? Like, but they came for him, and the best thing to come back to them was, you can say anything you want about me, just don't say it about him. That's it.
Yeah, just best thing to do is like try and stay as positive and as centered as possible. That's all I can say. Is there any more questions for Liv Marie? Because we're about to get off here, guys. Any more questions for Liv Marie? Does anybody have any questions? Liv Marie's links are in the about section of the video. Her Twitter and her YouTube channel are in there. Mark Fun Jones, how you doing, brother? Felicia Crow, how are you? Rob's Homemade, Frostwolf Studios, Ray Truth, My Love of Crafts, Scratchaholic 777, how you doing? It's me, Shell, Aiden Smith, Dada's Food Crave Kitchen, Rob's Homemade, Rosie Soriano. Type in the chat if you're here, guys. Type in the chat. And again, if anybody would like to have an interview like this, be my guest. The Bias Show, how you doing? Bias Show says that on YouTube there's a lot of cowards.
Yeah. Honestly, you guys, if you guys have any more questions as well, you can always join me on my live at 9 p.m. tonight as well. So if anything wasn't answered on here that you asked, you can always come and ask me directly.
There you go. And a link is in the about section if you want to type in the chat as well, because I know there's some people on certain phones, when they click the link, it doesn't go anywhere, so they have to click the there you go. Should just put some clapping hands in the chat. That's Liv Marie. So again, guys, if you'd like to have a you know, an interview like this, talk about it, general chit chat, hit me up, private message me. I'm up for it. Let me know. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. If you have a video about the hashtag IAmACreator community, about your own channel, you want to talk about that, you want to make a video, go ahead, do that. Send, upload it unlisted, and send it to me. Is there anything that you want to close out with, Liv, before we get off here?
Well, I just want to thank you for this opportunity. I had so much fun. And I had so much fun with you guys in the live chat as well. So thank you for every question that you guys asked me. Thank you for the ones who continuously support me and the ones who just joined the Sunflower Field with the Sunny Gang. I love you guys, and I'm so happy that you guys push me to be the better me and allow me to be myself unapologetically.
Yep. Okay, so with that said, stick with me, Liv. When I end the show, we'll have a quick chit chat.
Okay.
I want to thank my guest, Liv Marie, for being on here today. Greatly appreciate it. Carry on doing what you're doing. Don't let anybody stop you. And yeah, don't be a stranger. And we'll have to do this again. And if you ever need anybody on a panel, and it's a Thursday, Friday, or a Saturday, hit me up. Let me know if, private message me through Twitter and ask me, hey, are you available to come on my live stream tonight? I'll be live at so-and-so time. And, I try to help as much as I can with people with YouTube, as you know, with the IAmACreator thing. So we're going to say goodbye, guys. You want to say goodbye?
Bye, everybody.
And yeah, thanks everybody for being here. Greatly appreciate everybody that's here and been in here in the stream, all the likes, all the shares, the super chats. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. And remember, guys, remember, hashtag always be amazing, hashtag always be awesome, and always be hashtag IAmACreator.
If you enjoy this song, subscribe now for another one next week. I've been doing it for years. I got my 5 minutes of fame. I got my subscriber count to 1K. Hashtag I'm a creator. Hashtag I have a Twitter. I want you to subscribe. Add you to my playlist, baby. Hashtag James Coates. I started my Twitter just for you. I'm on a hashtag subreddit too. Hashtag I'm a creator. Yeah. Hashtag I'm a Twitter. Yeah. I want you to subscribe. Add you to my playlist, baby. Hashtag James Coates. Hashtag James Coates.